What's up guys, Riley here from RP Productions, and today I'm going to be emptying my Billet Technologies oil catch can. Now, I will go into what a catch can is a little bit later in the video, but first I'm going to just go ahead and jump right into the video, and I'm going to go ahead and empty it, and we'll see what we can find. So, the last time I emptied this oil catch can was probably 4,000 miles ago, give or take. I like to empty mine about every 4,000 miles. That seems to be a good number for me. There's some people that do it as often as once a month. Some people wait and do it every oil change. So whatever you want to do is up to you. But I'll go into the reasons why you should have an oil catch can on your car once I take it off and we discover what's inside. But let's go ahead and do that now. Alright guys, so here's my 5.7 liter Hemi and my 2014 Dodge Charger, and then right here, this little red thing, is the oil catch can. So, to unscrew it, basically you just unscrew it from the bottom half. Pretty straightforward design, and they make it very easy to access. You don't have to like take anything off, or it's not like a giant pain to do, so works out pretty well. And so here we are. Here is the all the oil this thing has collected. Now I'm going to go ahead and funnel this into a water bottle so we can see just how much it is. Alright, so everything's pretty much emptied out of here. There's still like a little thin layer, so not all that much. And then I've went ahead and put it into a water bottle like I said, and here is the result of that. Okay, so now that you've seen what the oil catch can actually collects, let's get into the science behind this and what exactly this black sludge is. Okay, so here's where the internet is going to argue with me all over the comment section of this video, but I've done a lot of research on what these actually do and why it would be necessary for your car. Now, not all cars are going to benefit from one, some it just really doesn't matter. But with the 5.7 liter Hemi and the 6.4 liter Hemi from Dodge, they're notorious for having a bunch of oil blow-by. Now what that is when you're really getting on your car and you have oil, gas, air, all this stuff circulating, going around and doing its thing. Basically some of the oil will not actually get like burnt up, and it kind of blows by, as the name suggests, which is all of this stuff that gets caught up in the oil catch can. So generally what would happen is that oil would get pumped back into your intake essentially, and then it would burn up in your engine, or so in theory that's what people think. But really what happens is it kind of, this stuff gunks up inside of your cylinder heads, and it will kind of coat everything and just make it all dirty. And really the reason you'd buy one of these is for a longevity of your engine. It's way better to run one of these on your engine, and it's just way better for the engine in general. Another thing that it's very, people say that it does, is running one of these, since you would have this stuff getting mixed in with your air-fuel ratio, it could actually lower your octane rating if you don't have one of these. So let's say you have, I think this would be very essential if you have your car tuned. Now if you have your car tuned for 93 octane or whatever by whoever, you want to get one of these oil catch cans, because if this stuff is getting in your air-fuel ratio, you might not be running a full 93 octane. It might drop down to 92 or 1 or whatever. So, you want that nice clean burn. You want it to be, you don't want this getting inside your engine. Just look at all this stuff. This is about 4,000 miles, and it just does not look good. I would not want this going back through my engine, if I didn't have to. So I bought my oil catch can from Billet Technologies. Now they start, I think, at like $100. At least that's how it was when I bought mine. And then I got red, which was like another $25, and then I got something else that was like another $25. I can't remember, but I ended up paying like $150 for mine. They range in price. You can get them customized however you want. You can get them like engraved, I think, and all kinds of stuff. But basically, I got mine from Billet Technologies. I got the standard mount. Now I can go ahead and show you, what mount, what you do to install it. But it's extremely simple. And then now I would just go and, where is it at? There it is. Now I go and just basically screw this onto that top part of the catch can, and then continue catching some dirty oil. But like I said, there's a lot of people that say, oh, you don't need one, or oh, they don't do that much for your car. But I would sit there and argue it's a good peace of mind modification. Your engine's probably not going to have, it shouldn't have any problems if you have one of these with buildup and everything. So it's a lot cleaner for your engine, a lot better for your engine. You know, if you don't want one, that's fine. You know, if it was essential, I think Dodge would put them on the cars from the factory. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily essential for your car, but I do think that it is very helpful, kind of like a cold air intake. You know, you don't see those coming from the factory, but they still sell them. And I'll post a video on this topic another time because, oh God, who knows what the comments are going to say on that. But I think cold air intakes work. Some people don't. That's up to you, whatever. I think oil catch cans work. If you don't, whatever, that's up to you. You know, if you want to argue with me in the comments and say, oh, it doesn't do this or it does this, and that's fine. You think whatever you want to think. If you're a better scientist than I am, cool. But this is just what I've learned over the years of doing, not over the years, over the many months of doing research, doing all this stuff and having mine on my car for about probably 8 or 9 months, and all the oil I've collected. I mean, honestly, I would say I've probably filled up close to a full water bottle filled of oil, maybe even more, over the time I've had it on my car. And that's just stuff you don't want to get back in your engine. So yeah. Alright, now excuse the filthiness of the engine bay. I'm going to be cleaning this right after this video is filmed, actually. But basically what you see is, you know, the oil will come out through here, through this line, get put into the oil catch can, and in here there's a bunch of like wire mesh type stuff that collects all the oil fragments or whatever. It collects all that, and then it drops into the oil catch can, which would, you know, normally sit, if I can get it down here with one hand. I should have gone in through the other way, but you know what I mean, it sits under there. So not a big deal. And then it would circulate back in through up here and then go into your intake and, you know, do its thing. But to install these, Dodge has this little, I'll just take this off. Dodge has this little screw already sticking out of, I guess it's the block. And so you just basically thread the oil catch can onto that screw and then put a little locking nut on the back, and it just sits there. And you know, as I try to move it, it really doesn't move. So that's where it would sit. You don't really need any parts or anything to install it. It's super easy to do. One problem I have ran into, I don't know if I'm just an idiot or if this is how it was designed, but if I sit here and try to screw this on, I'm not gonna do it because I only have one hand available. I can never get it to screw on from the bottom. So what I actually have to do is take these little lines, just pop them off, flip this upside down, and then screw it from the top, and then put it all back together. But it's not a big deal. But maybe I'm just an idiot. Maybe that's not how it was designed, and maybe I'm just stupid and don't know how to screw an oil catch can back together. But that's the only problem I've ran into. But it's, like I said, not a big deal. But just want to go ahead and make that aware for all of you guys. So like I said, it's not completely essential for your car. It's not gonna make the world of difference. You're not gonna put one of these on and just be like, oh my God, my car has so much power. It's not one of those things. It's, you know, it's a longevity thing. It's good for your engine. You take care of your car, it'll take care of you. So, you know, I have had 0 problems with my car. Maybe that somehow draws back to the oil catch can. I don't know. Maybe I just got a good car. I don't know. But I take care of my car and it's taking care of me, and that's the mentality I've had throughout my ownership of cars, and that's just what I do. So if you don't want a catch can, that's on you. Whatever. I prefer to have one, so do many other people. If they didn't do anything, I don't think they would sell them or make them. So, you know, I definitely think that it adds a benefit, and it's just something good to have. So if you haven't already, maybe look into one of those, and you can do your own research and figure out if you want one for yourself or not. This is just what I've found, and I wanted to go ahead and share my findings, which is all this stuff right here. And like I said, this is about probably 4,000, maybe, I'm guessing 4,000 miles since my last clean. So, you know, it will definitely build up over time. And that's stuff that you just don't want you don't want that stuff back in your engine. Well, I can't talk. But that's my video for you guys today. So stay tuned for all the videos I have coming out later this week. I'm just about to hit you guys with a whole bunch of videos, and I got some big news still coming up. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.